So today we find out that Christianity is actually quite simple. We can sometimes make it more complicated than it needs to be. We've got two jobs. The first one is to love God, and the second one is to love people. So wherever we are and whatever we do, today and tomorrow and the next day, we've all got, you and I, we've got two jobs: to love God and to love people. And this thing of love is the essence of everything, the foundation, the greatest commandment. Why is that? Because if we get that one right, the other stuff happens. You know, if you love God, then what we do is we live out the commands of God, and we want to live a life that pleases Him. In the same way, if I love you, if I love my neighbour, I don't almost on one level need to hear that I'm not to gossip and I'm not to lie and I'm not to cheat and I'm not to, get angry, and I am to forgive and I am to be generous. Because if I love you, then that's how I'll treat you anyway. Do you see? So this commandment to love almost encompasses every other command about how we're to live our lives. We've got to get this one right. And one of the ways that we get it wrong, and Charles Spurgeon, again, the Baptist preacher, is really helpful on this, is he said one way to fail in the love God commandment is to actively hate God, is to really sort of set yourself against Him and decide you're going to hate Him and oppose Him. That's one way to fail. But another way, and this is probably one that you and I might be more susceptible to, is to neglect God. We kind of say, yeah, I love you, but then we begin to neglect Him. And usually this happens for me a little bit at a time. It's not like a big active, I'm rejecting you now. It's I drift away from you day by day, inch by inch, busy week by busy week, until I find myself quite a long way away and you're no longer the core and the centre of my life. Another way to fail in this is to respect God and to fear God, but never quite to get to a place where we love God, where actually we understand intimacy with Him, because we never get over that hurdle of being afraid of God. Another way that we can fail is we just get really busy serving God, and like we do loads of stuff, maybe we do stuff at church, we do stuff elsewhere to try and serve God, but it becomes about doing things, and we forget that it's meant to be about relationship with Him. So it's not a complicated message from the scripture today. It's we're to love Him, and as an overflow of that, love other people. So take some time, and maybe after you watch this, maybe at another point, if you can find the time today, just to be with Him, to say, I love you, Lord, to say, I'm captured by you. I want to be more and more in love with you. I want to see more and more of you, and just take the time to tell Him and then to sit with Him. The first priority, the greatest commandment, is to love Him. And from that, everything else flows.